Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your boy Matt Diazzo coming at you with a new EP review. Thanks for coming on by. I appreciate it. Today, I am checking out the band Shudder with their latest EP, Above Us All. Shudder is a alternative slash grunge rock band based out of New Jersey. They've been around since about 2017, and I think this is like their second EP potentially or third. And I recently found out about this band because I am on a website that does music reviews called Groover. And this band contacted me to check out one of their songs called Silver Savior. Listened to it, gave it a little bit of a review. And out of all, like so far, I've been on there for like a couple weeks and I've reviewed about maybe almost 30 songs. This is one of those songs. Silver Savior is one of those songs that just kind of like kept staying in my head. I was like, yo, that song was it's pretty dope. It's pretty good. So I was like, I gotta check out the band's full EP. And I gotta say, pretty impressed with these musicians and everything. If you're a fan of shoegaze, grunge, alternative style music, you're definitely gonna like this EP, and I will definitely break it down for you so you can know what I liked about it and what I didn't like about it. I think 90s related is kind of like an uptick these days in terms of like music, movies, and fashion. And I think Shudder is doing a great example of riding that gravy train of incorporating new 90s style grunge music while putting their own spin on it. I think this band is doing a good job of infusing different styles from the 90s that kind of remind me of Nickelback and Three Days Grace while infusing their own style of youthful grit and charmful, emotional lyrics and vocal styles to create a really interesting sound. I will say that the most defining thing about this band is definitely their vocalist. The vocalist is able to showcase his range in terms of raw energy and talent, whether it be like speaking and singing in a more clear and like enunciating very well on the song What I Think I Follow, or some more raw and heavy screams like on Silver Savior. He has a good balance of different types of vocal styles, and each style invokes a lot of emotions from you, I think. And I want to play a clip of Silver Savior so you can get a sense of his urgency and his scene and just how much like emotion he's putting into it. He just sounds so good. And also, I gotta say, not just the main vocalist, but the backing vocals on this EP sound really good and help elevate the catchiness of all the songs, I think. On this EP has a really good, thick and vibrant feel to it. And another way I can describe it is like you can really feel them. Like I'm guessing, I feel like they're plucking the strings, but it has a really stringy feel to it. And you get a really good feel of these the bass on the songs Gene Drive and Erase Me. Those songs, the bass just really comes in nicely. So I'm gonna play a clip of Erase Me for you. Bass is laying in the cut and it sounds great. I think they do a really good job of invoking like that 90s grunge feel through the bass playing. The drumming on this EP is, I would say, simple and like nothing too flashy. I feel like in terms of like sound and playing style, they kind of pull back on the drums. And you get more of like the vocals and the bass and guitar playing here than you do drums, but it's not in a bad way. It's like just the drums don't need to be that strong. They're really simple and catchy and keep the band in line very nicely, especially on the songs Gene Drive and What I Think I Follow. So I'm gonna play a clip of that song What I Think I Follow so you can get a sense of those pullback drums. I'm getting older, but my mind remains the same. Going needs to move on. You see how those drums are kind of pulled back and you can really hear his vocals be like more on the forefront. I think the drums know what they need to do, and that's like stay in the background more. So I think it's a good idea on that. I will say, as the EP goes along, the drums tend to get a little bit more vibrant. Like on the song Burn, they tend to use a little bit more on the China crashes, and it sounds really good. And then when it gets to Erase Me and Silver Savior, the drums really take off there and play more dynamically, I think. The guitar playing on this EP is nothing that is too flashy, or I don't want to say it's not memorable. It's just more just like a nice rock style that's just keeping the groove and pace very nicely while letting the vocals and more of the bass do more like extravagant playing and like having a cool sound to it. But I would never say that the guitars really ever sound really bad. They just mostly seem just mild, nothing too crazy, nothing too bad. They're just there. And I think they do an all right job. Another thing about this EP that I think helps it sound really good is literally how it's produced, because nothing sounds undermixed really or overproduced. It just all feels nicely mixed and mastered. The layering's really good, like putting the vocals more on top and letting them project more sound really good, and like pulling back on the drums. The person mixing masters definitely knew what they were doing in terms of creating that 90s grungy shoegazy vibe, and they did a great job there. And so overall, I would say this EP from Shudder is fantastic. It's a wonderful little album or EP, and I think a good way to describe it is if you're like on a night drive and just want to put something on and just cruise through the night and just think about your day and what's going on. I feel like this EP does a really good job of evoking those deep emotions you want to feel when you want to feel something. So I would say this EP from Shudder is a good and solid 8.5 out of 10. If you're looking for some new shoegazy grunge music, I highly recommend this band and this EP. Links down below. Like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you think. I'm Matt from Diazable. Always, thank you for coming on by. I also like to give a shout out to the bands I'm wearing. Downswing, great punk hardcore band. Check them out. I am Matt from Diazable. See you in the pit.